Wildfires continue to burn around.
The wildfire near Grand Jean continues threatening an iconic lodge.
Candidly, it's been kind of devastating for us.
Helicopter crews are pulling water from Stanley Lake to help fight the fire.
So this is the first time we've had access to this place. We were here when the fire began, and here we are a month later. The fires are still going, but we've been able to have access through the Forest Service to be able to see what's been going on. It's good to see the survivors, but we're also seeing the loss that's throughout, and it's gonna be a challenge to see how we're gonna be able to recover from this. When we were here last time, all this was a lot of sagebrush, scrubby brush, shrubs, and it's all gone now. Yes, honestly, 2 months ago, I was standing right here and we had about 50 people around, and we were talking about the adaptations that these trees have to be able to cope with fire. A lot of times these seeds will lay dormant once they fall onto the ground. They're basically inactive, awaiting a high heat circumstance like a quick flame, and that heat will actually crack the seed coat and then allow for a tree like this, the seed to germinate and then turn into a tree. So without fires, you wouldn't even see this species of tree around in a lot of places. This right here used to be a big shed full of everything that we needed for all of our travelers and clients and visitors and participants for our courses. So that shed had tents, sleeping bags, stoves, pads to house and allow about 100 people to come with us every summer. Fortunate to be spending the morning with Dick Barr. He's retired Forest Service. He's seen a lot of this in your life.
Yeah.
Since you've been through this isn't your first rodeo. You're almost excited to see.
I am. I mean, it's like, okay, come back next spring and see what it does after winter. The annual grasses will start to come back. And so it's going to turn green, really green.
We are in an ecosystem that is fire dependent, or at least fire adapted. And as much as this looks like it's all dead, come springtime, this place could bring in all kinds of new animals that haven't been here for years. Selfishly, we think about what happens in our lifetime. But our lifetime isn't necessarily the lifetime of a tree. For our human lifespan, we look at this as something that's quite devastating, but there is going to be regeneration that will be occurring. Look at how close the fire came. Almost all of these cabins got burned up. I mean, it was so close. That tree definitely caught on fire. But that big boy right there, maybe a 500-year-old tree, it's one of the biggest ponderosa pine trees I've ever seen, is still gonna survive. This is as old as ponderosa pine trees get. It has a skin, a bark that has scars that tell stories about this forest, about what's been going on for the last few hundreds of years.
You can see that this was its age, and it grew out to here, and right here it had an event that damaged it. And then there were subsequent events, one here, and one here, and one here.
Oh wow.
That have put additional increments. There's been another one out here. So in essence, most likely this was what you talked about, the fire. This is when they were subsequent fires, is each one of these indents is another fire where it went through and it re-damaged the outside of the tree.
The native people would try to light a fire a lot of times once about every few years even, and it was just enough to be able to burn out that undergrowth, had this kind of layer of soil that was really rich and allowed for those seedlings to just quickly germinate. So there is a GoFundMe that's been started by the Friends of the Lodge. A lot of those are heirs from people that originally started this lodge 100 years ago. So if you think that you could help, make sure you could check out that GoFundMe, which is, maybe we'll put that little link below.